All right, thanks, guys. Happy Tuesday to you. We're coming off a 4-2 day in our premium selections on patreon.com/Brock page. That's going to put us at 70% in our last 42 daily double picks. We're also hitting at 67% in our NBA package. You can find all that information on my website at patreon.com/Brock page. All right, guys, we got ourselves a nice kind of short modified slate of NBA action. So let's go ahead and get into it, beginning with the Hawks taking on the Heat. And that's going to be a 7:30 Eastern tip-off in Miami. The Heat are -8, total 223. We saw a half a point move toward Miami and movement downward on the total. The Heat opened 7.5 up to -8. Total opened 224 down to 223. 64% of the consensus are leaning toward Atlanta. 54% shaded toward the over. Right now the Hawks are plus 290 on the money line. Now if you like Atlanta in this matchup here, believe it or not, they're 2-1 straight up overall for the year. They're also 3-0 against the number. They've had successful covers over Detroit, Orlando, and Philadelphia. They're also 7-3 against the number in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Heat, if you're into historical trends. Now, the Atlanta Hawks are led by Trae Young, who's dropping 34 a game, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. They're also led by John Collins, who's averaging 14 a game and 10 rebounds as well. This Atlanta defense has allowed just 101 points per contest on average. They held their opponents to 105 points or less in all 3 of their games. Now, Miami, on the other side, they failed to cover taking on Minnesota in their last game. That was a 116-109 loss to Minnesota. Miami's also just 2-9 against the spread in their last 11 games played on a Tuesday. So if you're into quirky, weird trends, that one certainly is not in your favor if you're a Miami backer. Just for the record as well, the Heat rank 20th in free throw percentage through their first 2 games. So that's not including their last game. But 20th in free throw percentage through 2 games. Now, total-wise, the Hawks on the other side are 3-0 to the under overall for the year. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Atlanta +8 and the under 224 in that game. Next matchup, Mavericks taking on the Nuggets. And that's going to be a 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Denver. The Nuggets are -5.5, total 216. Now, we did see a pretty significant fade of Denver in the early wagering, and we also saw movement downward on the total. The Nuggets opened 7.5, all the way down to -5.5. Total opened 216 and a hook, down to 216 even. 66% are leaning Dallas, 73% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Mavericks are plus 195 on the money line. Dallas has failed to cover in 2 out of their 3 games this year. They failed to cover against Portland and Washington. They've also lost their last 6 straight in Denver. And of course, Denver's a very difficult place to play in. Denver's been very good at home over the past couple of seasons. Now, Dallas is just 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games, taking on the Northwest Division. Dwight Powell is actually questionable with a hammy as well. So keep that in mind if you're a fantasy player or you just like Dallas. Dwight Powell, questionable with a hammy. Now, Denver on the other side, 8-2 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Mavs. Denver ranks first in three-point percentage through 2 games. They're also led by Jamal Murray, who's scoring 20 points per contest and 5 rebounds. Right behind him is Nikolai Jokic, which has 17 points per contest he's averaging, along with 13 rebounds and 5 assists. Now, Denver's 3-0 straight up on the year, 2-1 against the number. And when it comes to the total, Denver's 3-0 to the under thus far on the season. They're holding their opponents to just 100 points per contest on average. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it down, and take Denver -5 and the under 216 in that game. And before we go ahead and slide into our next and final matchup for the show, I just want to take another quick timeout and just welcome you to the show. Got some lines of Purslines out for NBA Tuesday action. But before we dive into more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/Brock page, where we went 4-2 in our premium selections yesterday. That's going to put us at 70% our last 42 daily double picks. It's also going to put us at 67% in our NBA package. We do daily plays on that website. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to, beginning at just $1.99 per month. You can also access my current record for free. That's going to be right on the homepage, and that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and slide into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Grizzlies taking on the Lakers, 10:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. Now, the Lakers are laying 12 points in this one. Totals at 219.5. We did see a 1-point fade of the Lakers in the early wagering. I'm really not surprised about that. We also saw a 1-point move downward on the total as well. The Lakers opened 13, down to -12. Total opened 220.5, down to 219 and a hook. 51% are leaning Lakers, 59% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Grizzlies are plus 600 on the money line. Now, if you like Memphis in this matchup here, just keep in mind they're 1-2 straight up on the year, and they failed to cover in 2 out of those 3 games. They lost to Chicago and Charlotte this year, and they averaged just 101 points per contest in those 2 losses. Now, Memphis is 24th in three-point percentage through their first 2 games. They're also 25th in points allowed in that same category. Now, the Lakers on the other side, it's been very difficult to score against them in the early going here. They're giving up just 99 points per contest. They're 2-1 straight up on the year, 2-1 against the number. They're led by Anthony Davis, who's scoring 25 points per contest, bringing down 10 rebounds as well. LeBron's right behind him with 23 points a game, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. And Dwight Howard's hauling in 8 rebounds a game as well. Now, total-wise, the Lakers, 2-1 to the under on the year. That's good for 67%. I'm going to lean LA Lakers, -12, and the under 219.5 in that game. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and slide into our quick pick recap, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. We got the Lakers -12, under 219.5, Denver -5, under 216, and last but certainly not least, we have Atlanta +8 and the under 224 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Ace Hardy, Story of Sam, Joe Delator, YC Mykep, Demetrius Milonis. Shout out to Ronnie Christie, Vernon Williard, Cohen Pennell, Janora Michael, Danny J, Charlotte P, Black Rogue, Melissa Hall Grant, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Level Up. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 4-2 in our premium selections yesterday. That's going to put us at 70% in our last 42 daily double picks. We're also hitting at 67% in our NBA package on that website. We do daily plays on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. You can also access my current record for free right there on the homepage. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said and done, we're going to go ahead and slide into our NHL slate of games. And let's go ahead and begin with the Capitals taking on the Maple Leafs. That's the Capitals taking on the Maple Leafs. And that is going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Toronto. The Maple Leafs are -125, total 6.5. 66% of the consensus are leaning toward Washington, 81% shaded toward the over. Right now the Caps are +105 on the money line. Toronto plus $1.95, laying the goal and a half. We have Braden Holtby for the Caps, Freddie Anderson for the Maple Leafs. Anderson's coming into this game with a 6-2 record, 294 goals against, and a .904 save percentage. Now Braden Holtby on the other side, he actually is coming into this game with a .364 goals against and an .886 save percentage. Now Toronto's 4th in scoring, 9th in shots. They're led by Austin Matthews, who's leading the team in goals with 9 of them. He also has 13 points on the year. Mitch Marner's right behind him with 12 assists, 15 points total. And Morgan Riley doing well in the assists category as well. He's got double-digit assists, 10 of them, and 13 points total on the year. Now Washington on the other side, 24th in offensive shots on the road, 21st in goals allowed, their defense basically has allowed nearly 4 goals per contest in their last 4. More specifically, they're allowing 3.8 goals per contest on average in their last 4